going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Tommy Welch joins me. Mate, it's been a while, probably about 9 months or so. Really good to see you. You're looking well. How's things?
Yeah, very well, Oscar, mate. Always good to catch up, definitely.
Yeah, good. Freezing down here. I do like this gym though. I always feel at home and whatnot. How's things kind of away from the ring? Obviously near the end of the year, and we'll kind of recap what's gone on in the ring and kind of your boxing career and what you've learned this year. But just away from boxing, everything good?
Everything's good, mate. Getting older, getting fitter, getting wiser.
Getting better looking?
Would you say so? Go easy with that.
Oh no, that was a question. That was a question.
Go easy with that pink jumper on, Oscar.
Yeah, so like I said, we're kind of coming towards the end of the year now. Actually, before we talk about how your year's gone, I know there is potential, be it slim potential or not, that you may fight on this Sky card on Saturday, the last one of the year in the UK. This will go out on the Wednesday, so a lot can change in this time. It's Tuesday afternoon now. But can you kind of just tell us a little bit about the potential for you to fight on this card on Saturday?
So Mick's been working, obviously, with boxing now since he joined there. Joined forces with them since leaving Channel 5. He's had a few fighters on their cards, and there's been talks about me getting out on this show. So I've been training like a demon. With a strong potential of getting on the show, just waiting for a dropout really. If there's a dropout, come Thursday, Friday, I'm ready to fight. Days notice, no problem. So got a couple of opponents sort of sitting and waiting that we've secured, which has been tough. Seems like we're struggling to get someone, but hopefully we can. So yeah, if Saturday comes off, it'll be my first Sky sort of debut, shall we say, and wow, it would be amazing to be on Chris's undercard, William Smith. He always puts a good show on. I went to his last show down in Bournemouth, and it was electrifying. So to have an opportunity to get on that show would be incredible. Yeah.
Obviously, something you would love to come off, but just say the scenario where it doesn't come off. Mick working with Sky, obviously a big bonus to you. I take it. Perhaps there's been a promise in there somewhere along the line that if this wasn't to come off next year, you will make your Sky debut.
Of course, yeah, that is the game plan, yeah. So if this doesn't come off, I know there's been a few cancelled shows in the last few weeks, so there's been a lot of fighters that have been moved onto this show. So I'm not getting my hopes up massively. If it happens, it happens, and I'm ready. If it doesn't happen, there's a show on in Birmingham on the 22nd that we've just locked in. Like I said, it's another sort of last minute thing, but listen, this game's not all rainbows, You have to take the smooth with the rough, and I stay training, I stay ready, and yeah, whenever I can get out on one of these shows, I will get out. Since my injury as well, I've had a lot of downtime. So since I've been back full punching back on my hand, I just want to get out all the time, to be honest. I've got nothing else going on in my life, and I'm dedicated to this craft, so I just want to put it to use, really.
Yeah, let's talk about the year, and obviously the injuries have played quite a big part for you. You had a very active 2021, was it 4 or 5 fights? And then you've only managed to fight twice this year, plighted with a couple of injuries along the way. I suppose you spend 99% of your time in the gym anyway, and kind of the actual fights is kind of the culmination of all of that work. So you would have still learnt a lot this year, but I know that you're going to end the year, even if you were to fight on Saturday, you will end the year thinking, I just wish I'd have had more fights.
Yeah, of course. Listen, it's not all plain sailing. I've had a big injury on my hand. An operation I couldn't see coming. It happened. There was another bump in the road. Listen, if every road we walked down was easy, straight line with no bumps, everyone would be doing certain things. So it's really toughened me up. It's matured me as a fighter, I would say as well. I look at things in different lights now, and for sure it's matured me, and I feel better now than I've ever felt. I am very frustrated that I haven't had the fights that we planned. Last year was busy for me, and I wanted another busy year this year. It hasn't happened. I've had 2 fights, won them both on points. The first one, I re-broke my hand in the first round. And my last fight, I boxed a number 3 Mexican guy. I got told not to, take the fight since my injury, get an easier fight, sort of just to come back into. But I didn't. I wanted to be tested and just sort of, it was my first 6 rounds as well. And I enjoyed it. It was comfortable. It was my first time where I've sort of used more power than I've used in the last year on especially in 10-ounce gloves. It was afterwards. It was like I've I don't know, got rid of a lot of things in my head.
A lot of rid of mental strain, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like I was suffering with a bit of PTSD in there. It was like every time I was throwing a shot, I'm thinking, is it going to break again? But I got out of there, and I was over the moon that I never damaged my hand, and I had 6 valuable rounds in the bank. So yeah, moving forward, I can't wait to get back out and just sort of let these bombs go on people.
Yeah. Mate, I can't wait either. You talk about that mental strain, and I suppose it must have been hard in the sense that you're one of them people who kind of can't not surround yourself with boxing. We know about your dad. Obviously, the gym is a walk away from your house. You know loads of fighters, so many friends in the sport that when you're out of the sport, you kind of can't take your mind away because everyone you know is in the sport, so they're doing their thing. You've got people succeeding, fighting, whilst you're kind of sitting there thinking, why isn't this me? Through no fault of your own either. So the mental strain, I kind of get why that would be so hard for you.
I mean, it was fault of mine. I was trying to knock someone out in the ring, and snap my hand in doing so. So, but listen, it happens. This game is my life. It's not a game. It's not a business for me. It's my lifestyle. Everyone around me, I surround.
Tell you what, we're going to find out you're fighting on Sky.
One sec, mate. I surround myself with the same people I'm on, that are doing the same journey as me. My dad's sort of always next to me. So one of my best friends is my other coach, Benny. So I've got my cousin he's running Eubank's setup. Everywhere I look, every angle is boxing. So I don't know anything different. So when I'm not involved in this game, like when I couldn't use this hand, I was still in the gym. I was still thinking, I was still trying to run. I was doing everything else I could without this hand. So I perfected my left hand more. I was working on my weaknesses, and I just can't wait to get back in there, to be honest.
Yeah, well, big year next year, obviously, on the cards and what you'll want. I was thinking about this as I was coming up here, actually. You got loads of fighters kind of around that level, just starting out heavyweight, some kind of at the English level, pushing on to British now, and they're all kind of talking about each other, calling out each other. I'm yet to hear a fighter publicly, anyway. I know there's kind of behind closed door stuff that the public and us guys don't know about, but I'm yet to hear a fighter publicly call for you as a fight. Is that something kind of you take offence to, or is that something you're kind of sitting there going, I know why, because I'm a threat? Like, how do you take that, the fact that no one's sort of come out and gone, I want to fight and I want to beat Tommy Welch?
I mean, I've had a couple of last-minute proposals, like 24-hour jobbies, they just don't make sense. The money just, I spent more on camps this year than they was offering me, and plus I've only just done 6 rounds. They're offering me 10 rounds, so the stuff that I have been offered does not make sense. I'm not one of these fighters that's hungry to get paid. On a last-minute job for an opportunity. Like I'm in my building stages, I would say, and we have a path that we're sticking to. I haven't called no one out. We know where we're going. And when the time's right, I will be calling people out and I will be hunting people down. But right now, like I said, I'm in my building stages. I'm gaining the experience. Why are people not mentioning my name? I would say maybe it's a high risk, low reward, perhaps. If you give me a 6-8 week camp, I've already been in camp. I'll just get ready for that person. I'll study them, and I would say I'm not the easiest of fights for people to take, especially over like six rounds, 8 rounds, especially when I move up there. I like to fight. I'm not a standoff boxer. I want to be sticking my head on your chest and hitting you with shots up and down, vicious. That's what I want to bring to the table, and I believe I do bring that to the table. So yeah, you know, if they want to call me out, good. It makes it more entertaining. I'm all for the bit of beef, you know. Like I don't mind it.
Obviously, something we would not mind either. People getting a bit vocal on camera, but obviously, like you said, a thing that will happen in its own time, kind of as you progress. So next year, obviously, as you found out this year, it ain't plain sailing. So many bumps in the road. Probably one of the most unpredictable sports there is. But if you were to kind of say what you want, sitting here in 12 months' time, would you have fought for a title? Would you have had one of these domestic fights against one of those guys along that level? Sitting here in a year's time, what is the one thing that's in your head that you're like, yes, I need to tick that?
Yeah, I want to take a couple of these names out, 100%. I want, you know, if I'm ready and I've had the fights to build me up to some sort of title, I'm grabbing that with both hands. I'll be ready for that, 100 million %. This time next year, as long as there's no injuries, I'm coming for people, and if they have belts, good. You know, it adds to everything that we're trying to do.
Brilliant, can't wait. A couple of other things that I want to talk about. I know Idris was kind of working with you guys and working with your old man. I just kind of wanted to get your take on the fact that he's moved from the more professional side of boxing into this influencer / celebrity side of boxing. Obviously, Misfits and Wasserman are now putting on these cards, headlined by the likes of KSI and all of these YouTube guys. Idris is fighting Anthony Taylor, who we saw fight Tommy Fury. Just kind of your take on that, Tommy, because obviously I know he's not in here now, but he was someone who was working and was kind of close with you guys in this gym.
Yeah, no, listen, the kid's a good kid, really. You know, irrelevant to all the bullshit he puts out there, you know. We have quite a professional setup. My dad doesn't take any bollocks, you know. It's sort of, this is do or die, you know. Like everyone that you see in this gym now is putting their hearts on the line. I'm not saying he wasn't putting his heart on the line, but I feel like he had different plans for himself, you know, and he's chasing something that we're not chasing, you know, and sometimes your paths go down different routes, and listen, good luck to him if he wants that reality sort of side. He wants that. Listen, they're making money. I can't believe they've called it Misfits boxing. Like, it's a little bit of a fucking mockery of this game. You know, this is a brutal game, and you've got kids that have never fought before with clout online. You know, I don't know some of these people. I don't know in real life, but online they got a massive audience and they're creating massive waves. So if they can get together and make a few quid, good luck to them. You know, but that's not what we're about. We're about the true side of boxing. You know, we put our lives on the line every day. We train hard. We live a dedicated life, and you know, we're trying to progress in professional boxing, not the other boxing, whatever you would call it.
I mean, you're right in the sense, obviously, they're coming together and making a lot of money, and I suppose you can understand the appeal for these YouTube guys and whatnot. But can you understand the appeal from someone who was in the professional boxing side? Because a lot of these guys weren't. They were YouTubers, influencers. Can you understand the appeal for someone who was in the professional side to then go and make that complete change?
Listen, you know, if you had a heavyweight with 1 million followers,
and he wanted a bit of smoke,
that wanted some smoke and wanted me to jump in for, you know, 100 grand or whatever they're fucking earning. They're earning fortunes, you know, like us as pro fighters. It ain't all, you know, money this and money that. It costs you a fortune to become a pro boxer, you know, and to train week in, week out. The money doesn't add up, you know, but like every business or anything that you set up and try and do, the first couple of years are the hardest years. If you can weather the storm, the fruits of your labor will come afterwards. But I understand why he's got in that side of boxing. You know, the pro game's tough. It takes a lot of mental resilience, you know, and some people, you know, if there's an easier route, you'll take it. It makes more sense to him, fair enough, you know, like if he's getting paid from it, good. Like, I'm sure he's earning more money than what us as pro fighters are earning, you know, and the caliber of opponents that are in this game, you know, like I didn't watch the Tommy Fury versus, what's the geezer called? Anthony Taylor. I never watched that fight. I'll be honest, the only one that I can half respect is Jake Paul. I know that sounds mad, but he's got a professional setup. He's spent a fortune in creating a fantastic team. He's actually, living that bit of life, you know, and I respect him for what he's doing. But the rest, I don't know, you know, you got like rappers, you got this, you got YouTube, but like, it's all a bit crazy. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a fad. It's going to wear out, but, you know, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. Just one more thing. Obviously, Chris is in the gym preparing for Liam Smith. There was that whole time where, obviously, Chris took a massive hit. Boxing really took a massive hit from the situation on fight week of all times as well. With the Chris Eubank and Eubank-Benn fight, you had seen him behind closed doors. I know kind of behind closed doors stays behind closed doors in boxing, but you must have been seeing him training hard, ready for Liam Smith. And I just want to know kind of if it affected the gym or everyone around him in any sense, because obviously Chris was looking forward to a massive fight, and to have it blown out on fight week, kind of, yeah, just how it affected people around here, or if it did.
Of course it did. I mean, my cousin was running his corner. He's trained with him non-stop. Like, I've seen, you know, their work unfold next to me. Chris is a dedicated athlete. I can only respect what he's done in this game. You know, regardless to whether he likes poker or he likes a little party here and there. You know, he doesn't drink. He doesn't, you know, the only things that he might sort of tolerate are late nights, you know, but he's a very dedicated sportsman. Like, he's a true athlete, and I respect him. I've always watched him. He's always been next to me in the gyms, and we've grown up together. I respect him as a fighter massively, and yeah, it was a real shame, especially for Conor as well, you know, like, it's not just one side where Chris lost out. Conor never got paid. He never had a chance to reignite the Eubank-Benn names. You know, the whole British public were going mad for that one, and I was really looking forward to the fight, to be honest. It is what it is, unfortunately. I don't know the truths behind it. You don't know if it was, if it wasn't. I think Conor put something out yesterday. So hopefully, you know, that situation can be cleared up, and his name can be, you know, put back in a good aspect, because everyone was sort of kicking him when he was down, and this game is rough. You know, you have to be thick-skinned in this game. You know, any criticism, they're gonna jump all over you. It is what it is. I think it cost a lot of people money and time. You know, everyone that was involved in that would have spent hours of hard work, and, you know, the sweat, especially in training, that they've both been through is unmatched. And I'm sure if Conor can clean his name, that fight could still happen. Why not? You know, but it is what it is for now. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Tommy, thanks for your time. Thanks for having me as always. And yeah, look forward to a massive year next year. And yeah, have you got kind of one final message?
Wolf work, baby.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife for saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.